hear a lot of me driving.
Well, the cool thing about driving noise is you can mask it by crashing noise. Like it'll mask the driving noise.
I can also use my road rage just to be like, fucking faggot, kill your fucking kids. And then you hear a bunch of gunshots.
When I was a kid, my dad would be like, if y'all don't stop, I'm gonna reach back there and beat y'all. But like in this situation, guy's driving and he has his 3 children in the back seat, and like you cut him off and he like zooms up to you and he's flicking you off, and you roll down your window and you're like, fuck you, kill your kids. And he's like, you know what, I will. And he reaches in his glove box and pulls out a pistol, and like he's like still looking at the road because he doesn't want to wreck the car, so he just shoots a shit ton of shots into the back seat until all 3 of the children are unalived.
Yeah,
that's all thanks to you.
And there's just like blood all over the walls. I'd be like, go 75 in the fast lane, you fucking bitch.
He's like, well, we're on a long road trip and we're in between major cities, so the speed limit's higher here. So the speed limit already is 70, so I would barely even be speeding.
I'm like, yeah, I hear you, but you're going 65 in the fucking fast lane, and I'm stuck behind these trucks. Like, how do you think that makes me feel right now? And also, you're not on a road trip anymore because your kids are dead, so it's not really a family road trip anymore.
Yeah. But later on that day, you find out that those kids weren't his. He actually kidnapped them. And he was putting them out of their misery.
Yeah.
Prematurely. So you actually did a good thing by pushing him to do it.
Yeah, he was about to ship them off to Sheen for hundreds of thousands of dollars to work at like the child labor factory there. And
I thought you were gonna say Wayfair.
Yes, he was gonna shove them in a Wayfair box.
Yeah, some unknowing woman. She's like, oh, I like this Wayfair cabinet, and she's like, oh, it's pretty cheap, I'm gonna order it. And then it gets there, and like a dehydrated child like pops out of the box and is like crying, like, please, I need water. And there's like shit and piss in the box.
Bro,
that's what would have happened if you didn't tell him to kill those kids on the way to where he was going to send them to the warehouse.
Yeah, I'm a real hostage negotiator. What I like about the Wayfair thing is like the cabinets. They're like, this is your Ashley table or whatever, and it's like, oh my god, why would they call it that? But also it's just like, I don't know, just imagining being like, my Miranda cabinet is coming in today, and then it's like a kid named Miranda.
Yeah. It's like, why is my coffee table named Hudson Charles, 7 years old?
Yeah.
I just wanted it was a nice cabinet. That's it,
It's got the 7-year-old wood grain on it.
Yeah. Yeah, there needs to be like a group for like people that were traumatized, unknowingly. They thought we're getting some furniture. Instead, they got a trafficked child, and they had, and the child was fine. They took the kid to the authorities. Everything worked out. But, somewhere in the mix of all that, the kid's traumatized, the buyer's traumatized, like there needs to be some kind of support there, maybe like an AI chatbot for like Wayfair.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking too, where it's like, you think like there was like someone on the other end. They had to like email the person who purchased the cabinet and be like, so what do you want this cabinet for? And I'm going to put it in my dining room or whatever. They're like, oh shit. Call the trucker, like, get the kid out.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they say, oh, I'm using it to fuck, then, there's no hiccup. There's no hiccup. They're like, oh, okay, well, we offer 3-day shipping, But lock in a dungeon, with fucking handcuffed to a mattress with weights on it, Like, yeah, then that's, there's like two different, that's the title of the episode. There's two different types of Wayfair customers.
Yeah.
I remember like when COVID was like starting up, a lot of people were getting into that like conspiracy shit, like even more because they were like bored and people were just on the internet. I was deployed at the time, and this guy I worked with, he was a nice guy, but he was like really fucking retarded, and he like got caught up in all that shit. I was just like bored at work. So I would just like be like, yeah, dude, like why would they name that cabinet Kimberly? You know what I'm saying? I would just like go along with it. I'm like, dude, they're mailing kids like traffic.
And did you keep up with him after?
I had him on Facebook. It got to a point where I really needed to mute notifications from him because, he stayed in the military. I have a couple of friends that are still in the military. Like they're lifers or whatever, or maybe not lifers, but they plan to retire. The only ones I really keep up with are the guys that I'm like really cool friends with. They're like really good guys. And this guy I'm talking about, he wasn't a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. It's just, he would just post the corniest shit about the shit he was doing in the military. If I keep seeing this, I'm going to like be rude to him. He posted that his like unit, they volunteered and they were like reading books to kids or something. I wanted to comment like, oh, indoctrinating the children. Like, I don't need to be saying that to him. Like, he's fine. Like, so I just like muted everything from him.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know you were like in the military until COVID. Yeah, I guess 6 years is like a long time, and I'm like forgetting that.
People like mostly like a little bit younger than us crowd. I'm already starting to see shit on Instagram. I'm so nostalgic for the 2010s, and like the 2010s are interesting to think about because of the year I was born. That's like the first decade where I was like fully like aware of most things and cognizant, So It's just like if I'm on fucking Bumble and I see some bitch with fucking Lumineers on her Spotify artist, I'm just like, is this girl like a retard? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that I lived hey ho being on the radio, like every.
I remember Sharp.
I actually revisited some of those like 2010s bangers recently, and some of them fucking go off. The one I'm thinking of specifically is like, you didn't have to cut me off.
Okay, everyone's back into that song. I know. Everyone's back into that song. Everyone's been back into that song. Everyone at the time was like, wow, this is actually a good song, though. So it's like...
Well, that was the process. It came out. Everybody was like, wow, this is a good song. And then they played it every 4 minutes because people actually listened to the radio back then. Then it got annoying. But then there's always examples like I Will Never Think Happy by Pharrell Williams is like enjoyable. It's a good song. It's marketability, but I'm not going to fucking put it on.
My coworkers were asking me, what musician would you kill like on the spot?
So I got a list.
Yeah.
I have a Death Note
and I was like thinking about it, like someone said Diddy or whatever.
How are you gonna waste it on Diddy when you can do fucking Sabrina Carpenter?
Well,
but go on.
Like I don't know, Mumford and Son, fucking like bomb their.
I don't know. Like, this is a hot take. They got some good songs, but go on.
I just hate the fucking like car commercial like indie bullshit.
Yeah.
I would bomb Mumford and Sons. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And Lumineer is the same. One time in college, this one dude, his name was Ethan, who I think he like died of like drugs or something. I liked him. He was like a sculpture maker or some shit. He was like very, just like stoner dude, really hot. Basically, like we were trying to pick out like music for what we were going to listen to in class. This one chick, my friend, was like, why don't we put on Andrew Bird? And he was like, oh, I hate that shit. I hate all that clap, stomp, like pretend we have a soul bullshit or whatever. But anyway, one time I was in the computer lab and I saw he was logged into his Spotify, and like I loved every single Andrew Bird and Lumineers song that was like on his Spotify.
You're like a hacker.
Yeah. I actually told him about it, and he thought it was like really funny, but
to your face.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why he killed himself.
Yeah,
but yeah, I also God damn, bro. Also, I can't get behind the 2010s nostalgia either. Like what like we're gonna be nostalgic for like Minecraft and like a Walmart t-shirt or some shit. I don't even
Yeah.
know how they're gonna reclaim that. But I kind of remember, like feeling that way about the 2000s. People at the time, like we hated this shit, but whatever. That's how it goes.
I also think TV was kind of lame in the 2010s. Like you had some shows doing a lot of the heavy lifting, like Breaking Bad, like I think started in like '08 or '09. Then Better Call Saul. But then like you had all these, that's when like Facebook feminism shit was like starting, and
Yeah.
you had shows that kind of reflected it. Talk about watching content that makes me want to vomit. I remember I was dating this girl. I believe I was 21 years old or so, and this was back in New Mexico. Nice enough girl, but this is when the show Broad City was fresh,
Yeah.
and she would make me watch that shit. Like I'm seasoned, peppered, and I'm confident in myself. I'll tell somebody I don't want to watch fucking Broad City. I would rather watch grass grow than watch Broad City. I can say that now and not care. But back then, you're hanging out with a nice girl that you're dating, you don't give a fuck. You're like, I'll just play ball. Broad City, if there's like a death note for TV shows, like that's at the top. Like it was in the like, oh, we're gonna have female leads, but they're gonna be funny. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. And then you watch the show and you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my fucking life ever. And then you start to wonder, like, are men just funnier? But then you see, like I see on Instagram every day, there's women that are hilarious. It's just these like fucking the shit that started the 2010s,
Yeah, one I when that Broad City came out in like 2014 or whatever. But I guess like I just watched it like a few times. This is just Workaholic, but it's like female leads or
Yeah.
whatever. But
And I can barely fucking handle workaholics. So I mean, you throw cunt squared in there. I don't know if I can do it.
I haven't seen it since 2016 or whatever. But I felt like they were like making fun of those kinds of girls that you were just saying you hate. I probably like wrong.
If that's there's a good chance it went over my head. Maybe my seething hatred of women was blinding me to the subtext of the show, and hey, okay, well, we need to promote the first episode, but by the time this is out, we should have a couple million listeners. I'll ask you guys. We can make a poll. We can do an Instagram poll. I think you can even do polls on YouTube. Should I, who I don't even have a name yet. Y'all haven't given me my name yet. But should I rewatch Broad City? Poll. We got to make a poll.
Okay, I will.
We can make
I will.
and if I like it, if I chuckle, let's say if I chuckle once every 3 episodes, I will denounce everything I just said. I'll say sorry. And I'll say, you know what? It was a good show. I didn't give it a chance. But if I don't, oh boy,
Yeah.
the girls from Broad City are going to hear it and they're going to cry.
I was gonna say
But
we ban everyone who said yes.
yeah, we'll also use that data as well. We'll
Yeah.
take the data from the poll at face value
Yeah.
and we'll use it for content, but we will like block everyone who's
Yeah. Just like any free and fair election, what you vote for is a known thing and it has consequences.
exactly.
You're going to get doxxed. But that's
Yeah.
only if it's not funny. Like, yeah, it better be funny.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of angles to this poll, and you gotta really think about if it's worth it. So, and that's up to you. Are the good folks in North Korea, did they think it was worth it to elect Kim Jong Un, or do they not? It's
Yeah,
just
and you got to make peace with, do you want to be deported to Venezuela because you voted yes for us to watch Broad City?
yeah,
You know?
gonna go to Alligator Alcatraz.
Did I tell you about like when I went out for Pride with my coworker?
All you told me was that you got really, really drunk and you had a hangover.
All the gay bars were just like packed. Well, we went to like this one gay bar and there was fully like a drag show happening in the back. We ended up in the front row. We were sitting next to this like country dude. I don't know, like it wasn't like Xbox like Mountain Dew country kind of dude. It was like ma'am, like blah blah blah, like good boy country guy. But he had his
How
girl.
what was his approximate age? Because that helps with because I don't really know how to. I'm not really visualizing the type of person you're describing. What? How old was he?
He was probably like 24 or something, and he like
Well,
blonde, like
if he's that young, he would never be as Xbox Mountain Dew guy because he's too young.
okay, but I'm just saying
You're making me not. I don't know how you got to do better because I want to picture this person, but you are not describing him well.
almost like homeschool vibe. He'd be like the Bible kid in class, and he's always saying like ma'am and sir and like southern like politeness kind of guy. Like,
What was he wearing?
I don't know, girl. I was like tipsy. He probably was none of that shit. What he looked like Leave It to Beaver or some shit.
That's not country. That's old timey.
Well, he had a really strong country ass accent and was
Okay,
like,
wait. So if you wanted me to understand this, you should have started with 24 adult version of the Beaver from Leave It to Beaver with a country accent. I would have been able to understand if you'd said that from the beginning. Now, please
okay,
continue with the story. 'Cause now that I understand exactly what he looked like.
there you go, whatever. Anyway, his girlfriend was sitting in his lap. He said to me, like, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you going on stage next?" And I was like,
Your accents are so funny. Go on.
I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm Miss Tranny Nashville. He was like, oh, I'd love to see you on stage, ma'am. And he like handed me money. It's like I was like, no, like what? Like no, don't. But then I was like, wait, and I just like grabbed the money from him. His fucking like girlfriend was sitting in his lap the whole time. And then I guess she like realized I was like talking to him and she was like, what'd you say? Being like very defensive.
What did his girlfriend look like?
I don't even know. Like long hair, like cis girl. Like,
This is a good story, and you're not providing.
okay,
Go on. What else happened? The girlfriend said, "What are you doing?" So what happened then?
just like talk to her a little bit. Like I was like, oh, you guys are like a couple. Like I'm not trying to get in a fight with this bitch over like her stupid ass man who's at Pride hitting on trannies. Like wow, she's like
Hey,
sitting.
sometimes you tell me stories, and I feel bad because my take on it is like different than the whole reason you're telling the story. But this guy to me sounds kind of cool.
And then after that, my coworker was like, "Hey, there's a drag queen on stage or whatever." And I look over and it's fucking Willem, a famous like drag race queen. And so like I went over to like watch Willem, but I was like standing like really close to like some dude and I could feel like he was kind of like rubbing up on me, like our shoulders were touching and I could see him kind of like looking back. And then I realized he had a fucking girlfriend too. I don't know. I was just like, damn, bro, like never bring your boyfriend to Pride. These girls are probably like, wow, he's such a good guy. He's just so open-minded. Like he's going to go to Pride with me. And it's like, no, baby, like they're trying to like experiment. Like, it's
Yeah,
like if he wants to go to
yeah.
Pride, he's gay.
That's exactly what it is. No, I will say this because at the end of the day, just generally, I prefer men over women. But I'm not going to be dishonest. And I will say, men don't care much about that stuff. If they're just trying to get some of that poontang, that's the problem with conservatives. Conservative men, they'll be like, oh, I can't find a girlfriend, or I've never kissed a girl, I've never had sex. But it's because they don't know how to just play ball. You go hating POC, you go hating queer people. A lot of the women they're gonna not like you, so you gotta like play the part, you know?
Yeah, I just like felt bad for the girlfriend in that moment where she's probably just like thinking their boyfriend a nice guy or whatever. And
He's not.
yeah.
I'm like a dad. I'm like, oh, all boys are bad. They are.
I mean, I wouldn't bang the Leave It to Beaver guy. The other guy, like I was rubbing up on him too until I realized he had a girlfriend, but I was also drunk as fuck.
I don't think I've ever done a just spontaneous rub up with a stranger. It sounds a little intimate, you know, like
Well, and I was like behind them and trying to like see the shows. He was playing it inconspicuous. I mean, it was crowded. Like the venue was like packed.
yeah.
When we were at the drag show, there was this bar outside. It had like this really long line. I just walked straight up to the bar, like, and like the bartender was like, he was shirtless. He had like freckles on his like stomach and like abs and shit. And
Did did he have a Fitbit?
no, I don't think so.
Go on.
I looked at him and I was like, "You're really hot." And he was like, "What can I get you?" He let me skip the entire fucking line. I'm at a fucking gay bar. Like, this is the only place people will give me respect. They'll be like, "After you," you know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I was feeling very like powerful. But anyway, I ended up getting like, I hit a stranger's blunt, which I should not have done that. And I got way too high and then I Ubered home. This is what I was getting to. When I was in the Uber, the guy was like, he didn't speak any English or whatever.
Where is he from?
He said Minnesota. Like he wouldn't tell.
Oh, he had one of those like really like disgusting, really thick Minnesota like Midwest
No, no,
accents.
no,
And you couldn't understand him.
no, because no, no, like he couldn't speak.
They were like, I'm from Iowa, or I can't even do it. It's such a fucking disgusting
No,
like
I'm just bad at accents.
accent.
He had a thick Mexican like
Oh,
Spanish
well,
speaker.
they're beautiful speakers. Why would you?
Yes.
Why are you telling the story against him?
I'm not. I thought it
All
was
right, go
funny.
on. I want to know what did he say? What did he say?
I asked where he was from, and he said Minnesota. I was like, okay. Like he wouldn't tell me, you know, like he didn't want to say like where he's from, you know. So he said Minnesota, like as a joke, you know, because it's like he's obviously not just from Minnesota. I
Yeah, just contextualizing, summarizing. You can clip this. I'll probably have to clip it. This is a quote from doing this now. Even if you're an immigrant, you're not an American. Okay, go on with the story.
well, if you're an immigrant, you're from somewhere, right?
Yeah, you're from America.
Okay, I mean, but see, that's why I didn't question him because I was like, well, I don't, you know, like I'm like, there's people in Tennessee who don't speak English, you know, and so I'm like, it's kind of like I don't want to be like I don't believe you or something. But I was drunk and high enough that my level 1 high school Spanish came out. He's like, "You speak Spanish or whatever?" And I was like, "My Spanish is really, really bad." But I did manage to explain to him I had a Mexican boyfriend and I really wanted him to teach me how to speak Spanish. But anytime I asked him to, he would say like no. And the guy thought that was really funny. Since then I've been like I'm like, damn, I want to speak Spanish.
Did you get scared
No.
when you're alone in an Uber at night with a man and he smiles? You didn't get scared?
That was literally like the one fucking time. Like I could tell he was like really nice, actually. Usually they are scary, and I was like really fucked up too. And usually like they don't want to talk, but he was very, very nice. And he even like he waited till I got in the door before he left too. Like he was like the nicest Uber man ever. But I think he didn't want to tell me where he was from because it's like all the ice stuff or whatever, you know?
Yeah, he might have thought you were an ICE agent.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have fucking called ICE on his ass the moment I got inside.
Well, I was gonna say we would get deported to Venezuela together. I'm like, it'd actually be good because I could practice my Spanish there.
Yeah, get eaten by an alligator when you try to escape.
I'm like, is that too vulnerable to admit on the podcast that I'm like, I want to learn Spanish? I'm supposed to be like tough as nail.
How is that? What is wrong with what is weak about wanting to learn a different language?
It's not weak. It's just like, I don't know.
You
It's
said
like an
vulnerable.
actual vulnerable, like it's like my actual like wishes and desires, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and so it's like I don't know. People can be like, "That's stupid" or whatever, and then it actually hurt my feelings.
Well, I'll do it for them so that they get the satisfaction of it and they don't actually do it. That's stupid. You shouldn't want that.
There's this dude on Grinder. He was chatting me up, but only in Spanish. I've been using him to practice my Spanish, even though it's like I want to see pictures of your ass or whatever. Like,
How do you say that in Spanish?
I can't I just read it. Like, I can't fucking.
Yo
Yo
quiero
quiero.
mirar fotos a tu uh,
He said like,
puto or well, no, is puto the F slur? What is put or bitch?
yeah,
Or puto bitch? I don't know ass. Let's just say bitch.
it's
Yo quiero
culo, culo.
culo. Yeah, what? Yeah, I should have known that one. I live in fucking Texas. I should have known that one. Yeah, so yo quiero mira fotos. I don't know of, but I know ass is the. Yeah, yeah. Yo quiero mirar fotos de tu culo.
It was like photos tuya or something like that. I don't even
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but
I
whatever.
know we already like determined the episode title, but culo photos is it's a contender. Just so y'all know, I don't walk around wearing this on my sleeve, but I enjoy kingly being, a little insensitive towards typically Latin American culture sometimes because I myself am Latin American. If I ever make a joke and you're like trying to cancel me because I'm like Destiny. I'm not, I think he's Mexican. I'm not Mexican, but
He's
I'm
Cuban.
just saying, he's Cuban?
Yeah,
That's a big difference. Somebody is white and like half Mexican on YouTube. I don't fucking know who it is. Anyway, I get a
yeah.
pass for everything I say ever. Just keep that in mind.
Same. Yeah, you get the okay, I'm gonna cut this, but I'm saying it to you. You get the B pass, I get the tranny pass.
I would prefer Spick or Wetback
I don't even like
because Beaner and Wetback are more of a Mexican thing. I mean, I don't think people walk around calling Colombian people a bunch of Spicks, but it's a more encompassing slur than like Beaner and Wetback are very Mexican specific.
uh,
But I'm sure if you call someone from a like Central or South American country a beaner or a wetback, they might even get more mad. So, just
yeah, yeah.
hey, and every episode we're gonna try and put in a new segment called "Know Your Slur," and that was the first segment.
I love that. Oh my God. Yes. The other day, there was like these British ladies getting tattooed.
Sure,
This
that was
one,
a fucking nightmare.
they were Scottish.
Oh, I actually learned yesterday that I have Scottish ancestors, a whole lot of them.
They hate British people.
Yeah, well, that I like them then. Those are cool.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know where your friends went. She was like, oh, they're smoking a fag. It took me like 0.5 seconds to realize she didn't call me a fag. And then she said, you little faggot.
I met a British guy one time, and that was the first thing I asked him. I was like, "Do y'all really call cigarettes fags?" And he was like, "Yeah, we do actually. Definitely like a heavily in use way to refer to a cigarette." And then I asked him, "How many Americans ask you that upon first meeting?" And he was like, "Almost every single one of them."
Oh, yeah. And that just reminded me that I saw 28 Years Later yesterday.
How did you like it?
I liked it a lot, but it was up and down. There were just some parts I couldn't tell what the vibe was. But I remembered you had asked me about the prosthetic penis or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You said it was, right? Like it definitely 100% was, right?
Yeah, my friend looked it up. He just Googled it, and that's what he said. So he has no reason to lie about that.
Yeah. I feel like it was way too big to like not be prosthetic unless you're like Ron Jeremy. I don't think most people are.
You want to know something funny about Ron Jeremy?
Yeah.
When I was in the music scene, like east of Houston, like a long time ago, I was friends with this guy who was in a cool punk band, and he played a young Ron Jeremy in a movie. It was a porn movie with like Ron Jeremy acting like in it, but there were like flashback scenes where it's like, oh, Ron Jeremy when he was young, and like that guy I was friends with played him in those scenes.
That's crazy.
Like every time I was hanging out or talking to him, I would just hop in my mind. I'm like, that's just a very strange detail to have in your lore.
I can't imagine being the type of person who is like watching a porn movie with that level of thought.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. Anyone I've talked to, me included, like they always want to watch the most amateur homemade porno shit, you know?
The only time I see the flashbacks, it's like 3 videos in one, and I've only seen it with like the step incest type of videos. The first one is like the guy got home, he's about to leave for college or something. His stepmom's like cooking naked, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, oh. And then the stepmom's like, oh, it's okay, just come in here. The first clip is like a blowjob, and then like the second clip will be the first time they like have sex. And then the third one, the scene where she's taking the money shot, and there's a thought bubble, like a cartoon, like Microsoft PowerPoint thought bubble that shows up next to her head, and it shows the clip of him walking in on her naked for the first time. That's the only time I see the flashbacks in porn.
That's crazy. I used to watch some straight porn, but it was like never like that.
You say stray or straight?
Straight porn. I used
Oh,
to watch
so you don't
straight.
you don't watch stray porn.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes, it comes across like,
I just say that because many of the women I've interacted with in my life, they see a fucking dog on the side of the road, it's gonna be their 80th dog. And I was just wondering, like, because I'd never heard of stray porn, and I was like wondering if there was maybe like a sub fetish genre for that type of
yeah.
person.
And the dude's like, yeah, we can keep it or something. And she's like, I'm gonna fuck you so good tonight.
Yeah, that would be good. And there's another genre within this new genre that I am heralding, and I'm gonna be a director for, where the backstory, the woman is driving her car, she's alone in the car, and she sees the dog on the side of the road, and she takes the dog in and she has sex with the dog. So there's like another layer to it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like they adopt the dog or whatever, and he's like, I only said yes because I wanted to fuck you or whatever. Like the dog
Yeah.
has to be the bull. Yeah.
That's more like 2000 sitcom porn story, which could work. It could work. I'm just saying, leave it open to the others, that act a little more rough, like rough,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
rough, like a dog. A dog goes rough. We could have maybe a cut where it's what yours is, and there's a cut where like, she's like petting the dog on the side of the road,
yeah.
and like the dog like whimpers and looks up at her, and then like runs into the woods, and she follows the dog in the woods, and the dog's got his red rocket going, his tail's wagging. And one thing leads to another, and we can have it in like a really like a classy amateur style angle.
I
And I
love
think
that
people
we're
would be
like
into it.
we're about to announce that we're we're making a porno.
Yeah.
A fucking bestiality porn. But I also think that would be a good plot for like those like sick fucking people who watch the Disney characters have
Yeah.
sex, but it's the tramp from Lady and the Tramp, and he's just like banging bitches.
I can even delve into that market. I do, because you know how like a lot of guys will like fetishize Asian women.
Yeah.
It even goes for the cartoon Disney bestiality, because you got the little Siamese cats in that movie. They're like, we are Siamese, if you please. And like those, they can get some too.
Yeah. I feel like instead of being Siamese, like they're like Japanese like porno actors, like the fucking
Yeah,
Hawaii, like they make that like crazy
for
orgasm
real. Well, we
face or
could do it.
whatever.
We could do a Japanese one. We could do a Chinese one, a Vietnamese, a Korean,
Yeah.
a Filipino.
Every fucking country. Let's just do
That's
it.
the thing. That's the thing about porn.
Yeah.
They want to have the option to, like sometimes you're in a porn where the woman actress is Chinese, and sometimes you're in the mood for one where she's Korean, and we're gonna
Can you hear me?
do what they want with their money. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's like 1,001 Dalmatians, but it's 1,001 different
Yeah,
Asian countries cats.
yeah. And we could even do like a Kingdom Hearts thing where there's like crossovers. Like we could have like Johnny Bravo, like he's the one fucking the cats.
Yes. Okay. Before all this, when you were talking about the incest porn, I was gonna say
As
that.
I said, we have to say step incest.
Sorry. Yeah.
Step incest has to be said.
Step incest. Yeah, the step incest because like it relates. It does relate.
It does relate.
Whenever me and Mr. Zellweger have sex, I've been pretending he's my stepdad to get me off.
Is that what you need in this day and age? Is that to get off?
Yes. I've always been into daddies though.
Say step. You gotta say step.
I've always been into stepdaddies.
I said I'm not hungry. Or no, wait. He said, yeah, he said I'm not. Wait, what is he? It's like in the first episode. He's like, she's like, you want some food or something? He's like, I had a late lunch. And then she's like, she like gives him a plate. He's like, I said I'm not hungry.
Anyway, okay, so I've always been into stepdaddies, and like that's like the straight porn like I'll watch. Stepdad teaches boyfriend how to fuck his stepdaughter. That's like hot as fuck to me. And so like I like to pretend like that my 40-year-old man is my stepdad and we just happen to be like on the couch and he's like, I'll show you some things. It's okay. You know, like I don't know why that's always been like really hot to me, you know, just like
I like how you thought saying that you want to learn Spanish is too vulnerable, but then you say all that shit.
I don't know why. I just feel like it's like a more wanting to learn Spanish is like a gentle secret of mine. This is like, no, everyone knows I'm a fucking whore already. Like, who fucking cares? Like,
But people knowing that you get sexually aroused to the idea of step incest being performed on you. Though I keep in mind, I am not casting judgment on that. I'm just saying that seems a little more delicate of a topic than you saying you want to download Duolingo, you know?
I don't know why either.
Because you're just different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different.
Yeah. I mean, everyone already knows I'm a freak or whatever. It's like that. I don't.
Who knows? Nope, I didn't. Like, I don't know. Like, who knows that? You think everybody knows you're not a freak. You don't know. They don't know.
Yeah, okay, but I'm just saying, like, who gives a fuck? Like, yeah, I'm freaky as fuck. Like, my actual, like, hopes and dreams, like, that could be cringe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more scared people will think I'm, like, a weak, cringe bitch, you know?
Well, if you're worried about that, you should stop while you're ahead. This should be our last episode.
Yeah, you're right. I think too, it's like the step thing, like everyone's like, that's weird or whatever. Literally, like everything is like a fucking step sibling, whatever situation.
Yeah, they throw it on the title of videos that it's not even like part of it. It's just the like it'll be like an amateur video of like people doing whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just, and they don't even talk in the video. Like it's just the video of the act itself, like filmed.
Yeah.
And it says like step brother and step sister, you know.
Anyway, are you into like step sister or like step? You like mommies though, right? You're into mommies.
But when I was a little younger, you know, like I would click on things for that type of shit. And it kind of varied, but I mean, honestly, these days it just depends if I like the video. Like, I don't really care about the backdrop of it, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't even watch porn. The last porn I watched, because it's like I want to see the.
Are we even allowed to say porn? Or are you gonna have to edit every time we say it? We have to because everybody on YouTube says corn.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe YouTube. Well, you know, it's like they come down harder on.
But whenever she said "come down," you might have thought, oh, I could make a joke about, come down because we're talking about porn. But instead, what I thought of was that song that's like, I don't want to come back down from this cloud. You know that song?
Sounds familiar.
You don't know Bush?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want to come back down from this cloud.
That should be your name, Bush.
No, I don't drink anymore.
I don't mean that.
So you know how when you were like editing the first episode and you were like sending me the files and edits, and before you uploaded it, you like asked for my opinion on it, and I said like, oh, it was like really good and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you mean no?
I didn't say no. I said yeah. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, I never actually listened to it until just now, and it is great. I thought it was great. Stop editing me singing. I sang like 3 songs in the fucking episode, and you fucking edited them so you can't even hear me singing.
They're just like, it goes on. Just like,
That's the no. If you want to fucking be in the in crowd and listen to this podcast and develop a parasocial relationship, you will listen to me sing for as long as I want. I will take up as much time as I want singing. And if you don't want it to be a power struggle problem where I only sing and do nothing else, and it becomes a really hard process, if you don't want that to happen, then you need to listen to me. If I sing untouched.
okay.
Now, that being said, American girls, American guys, they'll always stand up and salute. They'll always recognize.
When we see all glory flying,
There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace tonight.
when we lay down our head.
Oh, my daddy served in the army. When he lost his right eye, flew that flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister, and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. My sacrifice kept flying in from somewhere in the back,
So that we could see clearly through
that big black eye. There we lit up your world
like
the 4th of July. Now that just gave me an idea. On the first episode, I said my dream podcast guest is Logic. But that's like a dream. Like, it would probably never happen. My like realistic, like true, like we could actually maybe make it happen someday. Like, podcast guest that would be like my number one ever would be Toby Keith.
Yes.
Oh wait.
Like him.
Oh, wait, I just got a notification on my phone. Toby Keith just died.
That's crazy. Also, I just checked my arm and I have a memorial tattoo of him. Crazy.
That's right, listeners. This is a Vault episode from 2020. Toby Keith died in 2024, right?
Yeah.
From 2024. It's a time capsule episode. It's a special episode for our Patreon members. It's a Vault episode.
Don't get used to it. Like, that's about the only clip from our vault that can actually surface.
You don't know how many times I've recorded our phone calls, and you had no clue. I got plenty of content. And let's just say, if Jane pisses me off, the world's really going to learn how she feels about Asians.
I don't even like, I don't know. It's kind of like the anti-Semitism thing where it's like, I just give so little fucks, like, about that it's like, I don't even have anything bad to say, you know? Like, I can't hate it. I'm like apathetic toward Asian people.
For the role they stereotypically fill in America, I think they do a bang up job. I got a lot of respect for Asians. I do.
Model minority, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say they're at the top of my list because my list, I don't really have a list of POC minority groups. It's more like one of those tier list makers, and they're all on S tier because I love everybody like equally.
Well, I was thinking it's
But
like,
you know what? I correct myself. They're all S tier, but white people are on like B tier. B is in boy. B.
yeah.
I put everyone in F because I hate everybody equally.
I hate everyone equally. You can't take that out of me.
I'm like eating cookies because I haven't eaten.
Well, wait, you're eating cookies right now?
Mm-hmm.
So you're
job.
you're giving a blowjob while on the phone with me and recording. That is fucking that is demented.
Now I'm like, I should do that. I should record the call while I'm sucking someone's dick.
I hope whatever troglodytes whose mouth his penis is around is fucking enjoying it because he is disgusting for doing that publicly on a phone call.
Say, what do you think of Asians?
I just said.
No, I'm asking the dude I'm sucking the dick of.
Oh. Well, I like some of them. It depends on what kind of Asian. And now, by the way, if you started using a little bit of hand right now, it would get me there a little quicker. Man, that guy sounds cool. I don't know. I was talking shit, but he sounds cool.
Well, I think whenever he says the good kind of Asians, he's just talking about Thai lady boys, honestly. One second. I have to get a towel. I'm back.
Is he leaving? He could join the pod. I mean, he's like, at first I didn't like him, but that was a little unfair. After hearing him talk, I like him. He can stay on, a little post-nut podcast action,
He's got to go take care of his wife and kids. I'm sorry. Or he would.
Yeah, his Chinese wife.
Whenever I was at the movies yesterday, I was like going to the women's restroom or whatever because I drank the giant Diet Coke and in public. More recently been just like internalizing that like one, people stare at me because I'm trans or whatever, but also like I'm really tall and I'm dressed like really slutty, so that's also probably why they're staring at me. And I'm like, actually, like I do kind of like the attention. People are like reading my energy, so it's like in the beginning, whenever I was about to like explode in the grocery store, people would pick up on that, and that's why they would like bully me in public. And so I'm like, actually, I kind of just need to like chill the fuck out. Nothing weird's happening here, officer. And anyway, I was walking to the bathroom, and this one girl walked by me. She was a curvy girl.
Like fat or like hot?
A voluptuous, like, alt girl.
So, like, somewhere, like, if I were a woman, somewhere in between me and, like, a Rosie O'Donnell type figure, like, we are, like, fat, and, we have a smaller window of people who'd be attracted to us, but we know how to wear our minor obesity well, like, was she like that, or was she, like, 600-pound life, had to get a fucking forklift so they could go to the movies, like, what kind? What kind of fat?
She was just a big girl, but she seemed pretty cool.
Okay, go on, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I have fat phobia trauma, and whenever I hear someone who's fat be talked about behind their back, it just, things pop in my mind, and I get a little anxious. But please, go on with the story.
Oh, anyway, she was like, "Oh my God, I love your outfit." I was like, "Thank you." And then one of the theater workers was like, "Oh my God, you are so tall and beautiful." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then I went to the fucking women's restroom. Usually they're like, "Oh my God, you're a fag." I don't know.
That sounds like it was a really good pick me up, even though one of the people that complimented you was disgustingly fat.
She
But
was not, and she was.
then why did you even? You didn't have to say. You didn't even have to say she was curvy. You could have said a human woman. I'm
Are
sorry.
you really?
You know how I am. You know how I am with the fat shit. I'm sorry. I'm happy they thought you looked good. I'm sure you look great, and I'm happy you had a good time.
Okay, look, my point of it, her, then the worker girl was a black girl. The only reason I brought it up is because big girls and black girls are like they know the like way people are in public, and like 90% of the time I can count on them to be nice to me and treat me like a human because I treat them like a fucking real person, and I think they know how it feels to be like stared at wrong in public, and and so I was like, wow, like to confirmation on the theory I've been like working on. That's why I mention it. But
Well, that's great. I'm very happy. That's awesome. I had an interaction with some young black women just today. They got $15 out of me. So, well, that's just because I'm a nice guy. They were like those. It's like a charity for like not euthanizing pets or some shit. You know. I was like, oh, I know they're gonna talk to me when I come out of the store. And that's exactly what they did. But they were nice and they were funny, and I was making them laugh. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll fucking give them some money. They had like tiers to like, oh, if you donate this much. And I was looking at a thing, and like the highest number was like $500. And I was like, this is like a good cause and stuff. But like, who's just walking out of fucking GameStop prepared to drop $500 on an anti-dog euthanasia charity? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but I gave him $15. You know, this is not me trying to publicly state that I'm a charitable person. So you had the nice girls validating you, and I had the nice girls swindle some money out of me. So you know, we both had some good experiences recently.
that's amazing.
And you know, I didn't want to just like say it, but isn't it like a really good thing that I donated? You know,
Yeah, that's amazing.
just throwing it out there. You know, I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it.
The $500 tier was like they're gonna resuscitate a fucking dog or something.
Yeah,
Was it like a GameStop next to a Walmart kind of situation?
it was in a shopping, so there wasn't a Walmart, but it was kind of like that. I know we like to jokingly say we have certain sponsors. Well, by telling this story, like it took a lot for me to even state that I was coming out of GameStop. Like, I do not want my words to come off like I am supporting GameStop. It's just literally the fact of the matter is I like Switch games. I like having them physically, and sometimes GameStop will surprise me and have a good one. That's literally the only reason I go to GameStop. GameStop is one of the worst companies to ever exist, and they are terrible. So please do not take this as me supporting GameStop.
Wait, tell me the tea. I don't know why they're terrible.
They've been terrible since the fucking beginning. Like,
Hey, just tell me why. I don't fucking know.
you're the one that watched it. Papa Meat just did a fucking video about it. You're the one that told me to watch him.
Meat Canyon? I don't really watch him. Dudes in my life show me those videos. Just tell me about it.
Well, they I mean, I don't even know how they're still in business, to be quite honest. Like, I really don't. It's kind of a mystery. They're just like a scammy company. Like, they have an online store. You go on GameStop.com, you find Halo 3, Xbox 360. You're like, I'll save $5. I'll do the used. It says used, but it doesn't tell you anything other than that. You'll buy a game that just says used, and it'll come, and it won't even be in a case. It'll be like in a fucking CD sleeve, and there's no manual. It's just like all people want them to do is fucking put like disc and manual, or disc and case, or disc only. Like, there's no transparency of what you're buying at all, and they use those fake fucking shitty GameStop offices all the time. That's like one thing. Like I can go, like there are other things, like I can go on. They have notoriously been terrible to their employees. It was sketchier than like a car dealership. Like you had like a fucking like rating as an employee of like how many games you sold as shit. And like if you didn't hit it, they would just fire you.
Yeah, I feel you. I know. Yeah, they try to like, and they want you to have like the membership and all that shit. I'm like, my brain's like not on yet. I I'm just gonna talk about this fucking situation. Like, I don't know if I'll keep it in or not. Did I talk about the HVAC guy to you?
I think you brought him up a long time ago, and I like forgot about it because you kind of date a lot of men who look exactly the same, and when you send pictures, I don't remember them. So,
Yeah. Well, he was just some guy I met. He was, like a blue collar guy or whatever. When I saw his pictures, I was like, he is my type. He kind of looked like or whatever. And he was just talking to me like a normal person. We were just talking about video games or whatever. He had a Doom belt buckle, which was like sick as fuck. We ended up going out on a date to get pizza. Yeah, it was like cool. He was like very strong and silent or type, kind of, like very like thoughtful. And
sounds like you're describing me.
I don't know. Like I feel like you'll make like crazy jokes, like be like goofy, whereas like he is like a little more reserved, sort of. Even though he's like very nice and very.
Maybe he's just what kind of you got y'all got pizza?
Yeah, we got we went to this one place by my house where you can get it like by the slice, and it's like these giant slices, so that way.
Oh, you're talking about Swimming Pools Pizza, right?
You want me to actually? Oh, fuck it, I'll say it. And we went to pizza, and
oh, you're talking about Reese's Pieces Pizza, right?
Yeah, Nashville staple.
Oh, you're talking about Wet Pizza chain, right?
Anyway, we like went back to my house and stuff. I thought like you said, like I've dated a bunch of dudes or whatever, and so like, but just that he would like reminded me like so much of made me like really, really sad. I had told him about that because he talked about his ex because he had like openly dated like a trans woman for a few years or something. I guess like the crazy thing is like he had a fucking Prince Albert piercing, which I've like never seen that before in real life.
So wait a minute, you're talking about robot box pizza delivery and dine-in off of Johnson. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What Prince Albert? That's some kind of genital piercing, right?
Yeah. It's like the classic like dick piercing, like where it comes out, like it's from the bottom, like through the urethra or whatever.
There's just certain things like that I'm like, you should like trade your life with someone who deserves it. Like, why on earth would someone like do that to their body? You are just wasting and being a disgusting nothing person by doing that. But go on with the story.
Well, I don't know. Like he was like, it really doesn't like change anything. But basically for like bigger dudes, bigger than you, like their dick can be like inside, like, like where their like stomach is kind of, like it's kind of like inside. And so it's like you don't see like the full length or whatever. Basically, like when you get a Prince Albert piercing, like the piercing's like really big and like really heavy, and it like basically like stretches it like and like pulls it
everything. Like I am like feeling nauseous by how much this is grossing me out. Like I want to change the subject.
Okay, anyway, whatever. I just never fucking seen that before ever. I've only like heard about it before. It was an interesting experience. I kind of liked it. Like I was kind of into it.
But you said he broke up with you?
Yeah, I'm getting into that. Anyway, we had like a lot of fun and like
it's like for the me. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like foreshadowing. It's just like over the top. It's so. I don't know why I'm right. Go on with the story. What happened? Why did he end up dumping you? What happened?
Okay, so anyway, we had a good time, and then like the next morning, like we went to like Waffle House or whatever, and then like he left. Then like a few days later, I was like, "Are we gonna hang out again or whatever?" And he was like, I had a great time. Like you're a really like sweet, cool person or whatever, but you know, just like you have stuff you're like working through, and I'm just like don't know where I'm at or whatever kind of thing." And he's like, "And so I'm sorry." Like I told him, "Yeah, I thought I'd be okay, but you reminding me so much of my ex actually really upset me. It made me very sad." And I was like, even though I like you, like for your own person, and I had a good time, he was like, "Yeah, I could kind of tell that I reminded you of him, and but maybe something new would be better." And basically, like I was fine. Then that night, I took and just like a little bit, but I forgot, like, you know, like is actually like it makes your emotions like very clear, and like started thinking about that. And it like, because he reminded me so much of it, almost felt like was like breaking up with me. And it just like really fucking hurt. Like I sobbed for like 3 hours, and I was just like scrolling through photos. It felt good. It felt good to finally like be grieving it, because I feel like the past few months I've been like just ignoring it and not like some part of me is like not processing it. And it also was like his birthday. Like I feel like 2 months, like it hasn't been that long, and like 2 months is like when it actually like the grief like actually like hits, and you're like, oh shit, like this is like real. This is like real, like and I don't know, just like crying about it a lot, and just kind of being like, damn, I'm just like stuck in my fucking the house that we like got together, and just like missing him and like needing him. And anyway, fun.
We're gonna cut all of that shit. And we're gonna do a screen share, a Disney adult compilation, and we're gonna rank which ones are the most silly. Just kidding. No, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I mean, if it's something so sudden and unexpected, you know, a lot of times it's just gonna take a while to for it to set in. You know, I mean, that's just how it is. But I get it.
Yeah. I just think it's like all that shit's like all that trauma is always like just on a delay. And it's like it hurt, but it actually affected me like months later. I don't know. I'm just like in a weird place with like everything. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about it. Really, I've been just like really sad about everything lately. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, your ex-boyfriend unfortunately passed away. It's hard to process. It takes a long time, you know. That's one of those things people just kind of say it like, oh, it'll take a long time to process, you know. But like, there's a lot of it's very insular, I think, you know, like with that type of shit. Like, you're kind of like a one person army a lot of time, you know, even if you got good people around. So I know you know how to handle your shit and you can keep it together, but it's fucking hard staying afloat, you know, when you're grieving a loved one, you know.
Yeah. And I was like looking at pictures, like remembering like whenever he like he came with me to like whenever we said goodbye to my grandma, like, you know, just like to be there and stuff. And he was like at the funeral with me and stuff. And it's like, you know, we broke up, but it's like, and I loved like our like happy family vibe or whatever. I just feel like some part of me is always like, and it got bad at the end, obviously, but it's like, I don't know. I did not appreciate what I had, like when I had it. And right before he died, I had just like, it had just hit me then, like, I need to process this breakup because I actually did love him a lot, you know, but
yeah, it's just, weird, unfortunate timing for a lot of it. And, you know, it's very sad what happened. And I get it. It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
You are doing a really good job, though. I mean, some of the stories you tell me annoy me a little bit, you know, but overall, you're doing a good job.
My fucking hookup story.
Yeah, usually.
How come?
It's like you want to be fucking killed. Talking about the fucking lawyer, the fucking.
Oh my god, we got to update. We got to fucking update my.
I don't know. I don't know what we're recording and not recording.
I'm gonna sit on it and see if like any of that I want to keep, but I do want to. I do want to update about the lawyer.
You keep saying you wanna update. You're the one that was talking. I don't even know him.
We talked about that like in the opening of our podcast. Like I want to tell them what happened.
Who can it be now?
This one dude, I met him on I guess like Hinge or whatever. His name was or whatever.
Boy.
And fuck,
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski. Basically, like he messaged me like
Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
Go on.
Michelob, when I first started talking to him, like he was like in Amsterdam or whatever, and he was like sending me pictures of Amsterdam and stuff, and he was
all
like
the sausage he bought.
He did say he like went to the red light district and stuff.
We in the red light district. That's a good one for my preferred demographic. I know y'all like Ludacris. We in the red light district. Go on.
It was just like normal. And then like, so basically like, I don't know like what I am. Like I've never been with someone like you before. And I'm just like experimenting like before I pick a label and stuff. Like I was like, okay, he said he was discreet and stuff. And I'm like, okay, like that's fine. And I met him on Hinge.
And so you then went and spoke about him on a podcast. Go on.
Listen, over the past like 4 or 5 months, he has like we would like text. I'm always like, you got to take me out on a date first. Like I don't want to just like hook up. I need to know you like a little bit, you know. I can't just like. But he was only like texting me at like, you know, 1 a.m. like, I need you or whatever kind of thing. And I'm like,
I need you.
Yeah. And I was like, no, like I have to go to work tomorrow. Sorry. And eventually I was like, actually, like, this is kind of like embarrassing for me that this dude is like, he won't take me out because he's like so discreet, you know, that it's like, if anyone even sees him with me, they're going to think he's gay or whatever, which is like, you know, I could just be your friend, you know, that's not like, we're not like publicly dating or something, but
yeah,
whatever. And so I blocked him. And then eventually, like, he messaged me like no face picture, like on Grindr. Like you can send photos on Grindr that are like, you can't screenshot them and stuff. I get like if you're like straight, you don't want like your face on Grindr because it's like, yeah, people think you're gay, and it's like a lot of these like faceless people are like looking for like trans women or whatever, and it's like that doesn't always make them gay or whatever. And so I get that, but it's like he just wouldn't like, and he only sent me like a few selfies or whatever. I actually like found his like Instagram because I'm a stalker. He does some kind of like music business stuff or something. He just kept, you know, messaging me like, I want a bottom for you or whatever. And last night he messaged me and I like scrolled up to like see who it was. And I was like, Mike Wazowski, which I told him I blocked him on my
Mike Wazowski.
And he was like, I want a bottom for you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I want to go on a date first. And he was like, Jane, I'm discreet. I'm still figuring out what I am. Like, I don't even know if I'm bi yet. That's why I'm experimenting, like, before I pick the label. And I was like, okay, I get you, but, if you've spent like 5 months, like, experimenting, I think you have your answer, like, I don't think straight people, they might question their self, but it's not like a persistent, oh my God, am I fucking gay? Am I fucking gay? Am I fucking trans or whatever? Like, it's like am I? And maybe they try something and they're like, no, no, no. And I think too, like, you're so scared to pick the label is like, what is like, it's only scary that like intense like fear, like people might know I'm a fucking faggot or whatever. That can only like hurt if you're actually that thing, I was basically like saying like I used to be that way, like when I was like a gay dude, like and I was like, the shame is gonna like eat at you and until you come out I told him all this shit. I was like, but also I just want something more intimate. And he said, I want you to be the first girl to stick her dick in my ass. What's more intimate than that? And I was like, look, I have like a bunch of like straight dudes V cards. Like, I want more than that. And yeah, anyway, I didn't block him or anything. He just never messaged me back. I don't know, but I'm just like, it's so like embarrassing for me to.
Oh. He kind of just sounds confused and fucking weird and might not be the best guy to be talking to anyway,
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck about him. And, coming out like in any way, like will weed out like fake people in your life. Like if they don't support you for that, like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, for real. I mean, I lost a lot of friends when I came out as aromantic and pan, and I get it.
You're very romantic at heart. I know you are. That's
Yeah,
probably like
I feel romance more than I feel like sex shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we being too woke? I feel like we're being too woke.
What do you mean too woke?
I'm just kidding because I'm like being like everyone should come out and be themselves.
I think that's problematic as fuck. What if they can't come out? What if something bad will happen if they do? Not everybody's in the same situation. But I wasn't going to call you out because I don't want to disagree with you because I know how you get.
Yeah, bitchy.
I had to move to the U.S. to be free from being persecuted when I came out as aromantic and pansexual.
Yeah.
Not everybody can just snap their fingers and everybody loves them.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. But I also think any listeners in Saudi Arabia, like y'all should just come out already, please.
we got any non-binary listeners in Yemen?
If there's any little closet cases in Uganda, come out. Be brave.
Exactly.
When I came out as autistic, that was like that was actually the hardest part for me, was like coming out as autistic, self-diagnosed autistic.
Most of them are these days, at least the ones that talk too fucking much.
Yeah. Well, once I learned that like autism's not just like loving trains and like Rain Man, I was like, oh my God, that's me. Like I, still put like XD and like my and when I'm like chatting in Discord and stuff, like I'm kind of like random and quirky.
You're describing yourself very, very well. This is a new song I'm writing. It's called I Love Skate 3. It goes like this. I love Skate 3. I love Skate 3. I love Skate 3. They're gonna try to kill me. About, I don't know, 6 of your dating stories recently. I finally have an actual dating story that I
Yay.
told you about earlier today, and you have not brought it up or tried to talk about it, which I'm not upset about it. I'm just notating that irony. And well, it's not really irony. It's just you caring about your story more than mine.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And, you know, well, every time I bring something up, you say, I don't want to talk about that. That's
no,
personal.
no, I am down to talk about whatever. But when it comes to did she give you a blowjob? I'm allowed to pick if I want to disclose that or not.
I know. Okay, tell
I'm
us your
sorry. I'm
story.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm fucking not willing to talk about my fucking pussy getting fucking chopped up by a fucking cock like you. I'm sorry.
I know, you're not as ran through as me.
I actually think we've talked about that before, and I am technically more ran through than you, which is humorous. Um,
I know.
but
Do you think if sorry, one tiny aside, is I think like you can tell a dude's ran through when he's like really young and has had a vasectomy. I'm like ran through. But
well, when I was in the military, because if you're in the active duty in the military, you can submit to get vasectomy, and if they approve it, they'll just do it, and you don't have to pay anything. For multiple years, I tried to get one, and they kept denying me because I didn't have kids. I don't fucking want kids. It's like that could change, and I'm like, well, if that changes, then it was my fault, and it was a stupid decision, and now I need to adopt. But I fucking want a vasectomy, and like they just wouldn't listen. Like
I thought you wanted to have a family.
it's only if I meet a woman that I can fucking tolerate. If I meet someone that I love and they want kids, like I can easily do that. Like I would love to be a father, but I don't think it's something that if I don't get out of life, I'll be like sad about very much, you know? And once again, we still have not even started
Yeah,
talking
go.
about my dating thing. We're now talking about you having children.
Hey, come on. I don't know why I'm so fragile today. Okay, tell us your story.
You know I'm joking around. She knows I'm like George Lopez. I make jokes. I'm like Carlos Mencia. I'm like Gabriel Iglesias. I'm like Eddie Murphy. I'm like Chris Rock. I'm like Kevin Hart.
I love Carlos Mencia. That I actually found out.
Now we're talking about your comedy taste.
I found out I was gay from a Carlos Mencia sketch. Okay, go. Tell your story.
Wait, now I want to know. That'll be our 2-year anniversary story. How did Jane become gay from a Carlos Mencia sketch? Because that is a crazy thing to hear.
It's a very true story. And I realized I was gay watching Mind of Mencia when I was 10 years old. Okay, you go.
I feel like depending on how young some of our listeners are, a good bit might not even know who the fuck Carlos Mencia is.
Yeah, no one knows. If you're like younger than 29, I don't think you know who he is.
Which is a damn shame because he's the voice of a generation.
They probably don't even know like the George Lopez show. They probably never even seen the George Lopez show.
George Lopez show, I watched that shit religiously as a kid. I tried watching it as an adult, and it is one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
No, I
Like
had
straight,
yeah.
like it is so bad. It is so bad. It is like it's just like it's like annoying. Like it's an annoying show. I don't know how to put it.
I also, as a kid, like I watched every fucking episode of that show. And then when I turned like 15, I tried to watch it. And I was like, wait, this is fucking stupid. Like every single like bit is like telegraphed like a mile away. Like, and it's like,
It's weird because like most of the cast was like actually, you know, like Latin, you know. And I don't know why the show felt the way it did. It was like Latino people trying to like performatively pretend they're Latino. And it's just like, it was weird. Like, I don't know why I thought it was good when I was a kid.
oh, I watched Full House and that is like a garbage show, honestly. Like,
Oh, yeah. The best thing about Full House is the theme song.
but I watched every
I
episode of
watched that show as a kid. I don't know why. Like, it was like a very like calming show, you know, like it was, you know, it was very like it was kind of like a lo-fi show because it wasn't super old, but it was old enough to feel kind of old, you know, for like our generation. And there was some good episodes. Like I remember there was an episode where one of the daughters like runs away from home or something. I didn't bother with the reboot,
Oh
personally.
God, I watched that shit like just to cringe at it.
I'm sure it was great.
What you were saying about it feeling old, I remember having that realization where I was like, wait, this used to be a show where it was like new episodes every week. Like it blew my like childhood mind. Like I was like, wait, people were like dying to watch the new episode of this or some shit. Like,
And we have still not started talking about my recent dating experience. We're talking about your perception
oh
of
my
Full House when you were a child.
okay, well, you sang like 7 minutes of a song for our opening. So now's your turn. Go dating.
You always got to throw one in there. You always got a sell score. Anyway,
Yeah, well, your girlfriend died more tragic than mine, apparently.
yeah, died, quote unquote. So I matched with this girl on Bumble and we started texting and we kind of like hit it off like on like via text, like I was like, "Oh, she seems really cool. Like I'm digging the conversation." And we're like into each other. We want to go ahead and meet ASAP. So like the following day, which was a Sunday, we planned to get some lunch and hang out for a bit. And that's what we did. We got lunch and hung out for a bit. When we got back, I was like, "Hey, I can still chill for a little bit before I go take care of some other stuff. But if you need to like, go home and chill the rest of the day or take care of stuff, that's fine too." And she was like, "Oh no, that's cool. We can hang out a little bit longer." And we went into her apartment and one thing led to another and we were physically intimate and it was a nice evening and I was very much into her. I really liked her. I thought she was great. I was very hopeful, but and she's completely ghosted me.
Yeah, that sucks ass. I'm sorry. Did she say like you guys were both like, I love hanging out or something? Or was it, do you think she was like faking it or something? I don't know.
I mean, everything up until me leaving was, at least to my perception, very positive, very nice. Like everything was cool. There was a lot of flirtation. There was a lot of shared appreciation, compliments going each way. Everything was very positive, and I had true feelings of hopefulness after leaving her, which was what part of the reason I'm just confused. It's just like the texts were very, very flirtatious, talk of like, "Oh, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I'm not looking to just hook up and then not talk anymore." Like those types of things were said, but on both ends. So, it's just one of those things where if a man was doing the shit she was doing, he'd be like a bad dude or whatever, but she's a woman, so she can just do whatever the fuck she wants with no criticism. If you criticize her, you're an incel, you're this and that, you might as well be Andrew Tate. You should just shut up, be happy you got some pussy, and move on. The equality is not there. There is no such thing as equality. Women can feel things, women can do things, women can have all these rights and everything, and it's great. But if a man feels something, oh, they're out of the dating pool, they're friend zoned. So that's the world we live in, and I have to accept it.
Yeah, I feel you. Because I know some girls are like ruthless. They're like, well, men do this stuff to me, so I'm gonna just like become the man, you know?
Yeah, and it's interesting because I have had the thought women do that to me, so I'm just gonna do it. And then when people like see me do that and they're like, "That's shitty, you shouldn't do that," I'm like, "Well, women do that to me," and then they're like they don't believe me, but then it literally happens.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I think like it's like both sides. But also it's like my therapist, he always said like, you can go on dates with people and it just be like a practice date for like the future, like when you're like actually meet someone you like or whatever. It's not like wrong or whatever. And I'm not saying like she's in the right. I'm saying like I think on your end, if she's like doing that, that's like her own pain. That is, it will catch up to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she just met like a genuine guy and then like probably assumed you were like every other fuck boy or whatever. And instead of like being real, like she if she can't tell the difference, like that's gonna like bite her in the ass like someday. I don't know. Like I feel like you should be like there's more women out there. I think you should like see it as like, well, I did everything right on my end, so that's on her. Like that's her loss. You know what I'm saying?
But I didn't do everything right. She led me to believe that there was a deeper interest there. And I understand things happen in the moment and you're like, oh, boom, oh, we just had sex. Like it happens. Things get hot and heavy. It's fun. It feels good. It happens. I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not trying to be a prude, but if I had known the outcome, I would not have had sex with her. I'm not in the business of hooking up with people that I don't have some kind of perception that'll go somewhere else. I'm not. I did that shit 10, 5, 7 years ago when I was a little younger. I don't do that anymore. I wouldn't have. I would not have done that shit if I knew that the next day she would have stopped talking to me.
Yeah, but you can never know that. So I think like on your side of the fence, like you like hooking up with her like wasn't something you did wrong because you didn't have that information, you know what I'm saying? Like, or who knows, like maybe like she did like you back and she just was like maybe she's going through something, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't ever know, like I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Would it change your take on this if I told you that I bought her a PlayStation 1 memory card and
How
she
much
still
was it?
acted that it was $9.99, but I had points from a trade-in, so I only paid $1 for it.
I think that's sweet. I don't think like just because
I'm not, no, these fucking women that do this shit, they don't deserve my sweet. My sweet only goes to people that fucking deserve it. I didn't know she would ghost me. I don't give my sweet out like that. It's not fucking Halloween.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so you're gonna like harden your heart, and then the next girl who says that, like, you're not gonna trust her, like, it's gonna bite her in the ass later, like, whenever she's like doing this shit, and she's like, wait, why does no one want to date me? You know what I'm saying? And why, or like she loses like a man she really likes because he does that to her, you know, like that's on her. It's like her problem. Like, see,
I think I'm gonna use it as another ding against women.
like I get like you feel like it's like defeating or whatever. I don't know, like I don't think it's like bad that you like showed like compassion.
I did show compassion because she had a PlayStation 2 and she had one of the PlayStation 1 Spyro games, and she was like, I don't know why I can't save in it. And I was like, do you have a PlayStation 1 memory card? And she was like, no, I just have a PlayStation 2. And then I was like, oh, well, that's why, you brainless fucking twat. You don't have a PlayStation 1 memory card. So out of the goodness of my heart, with a smile on my face, I bought her one. And then she ghosted me.
Yeah, she sounds like a bitch, but that's not when you
Make sure you put the content warning again on this episode.
Oh, it's not going on every episode. That's just our intro now. But
I have to have the deniability that I'm joking.
yeah, me too, girl.
You're not over here as a man calling women brainless twats unironically.
I just feel like you'll find someone and then your goodwill will like be good, you know, like she's just like not for you apparently, like even though
I
like,
don't think the modern woman values goodwill. Like they want to be treated like a fucking animal, and they want shit bought for them, and they don't want the man to have any thoughts or emotions. So I don't know who my demeanor will attract.
I don't know, like I fucking like beat out dudes. It's more like fuck that bitch. Like it's not on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking about all of this. Like I understand. Like I'm not really that upset about it or anything. It's just like I hadn't like opened myself up that way in a while, and it just kind of burned me a little bit, you know. But it's like real. I knew her for like one day. It's really not a big deal. Yeah.
I get dicked and dumped all the time, so very literally, like the day before they ghost me, we're like making plans to like live in their house. Like we've talked for like weeks or whatever, and they're like, you know, go cold. I don't know. It's just people like fucking
You never, I listen to you bitch about these monsters that you talk to on Grindr, and I just listen and I provide a sympathetic ear. You never just let me bitch about women. You always have to say, well, men do it. I fucking know.
I don't know. I guess it does just sound like I'm just talking about myself, but I'm like not like I'm trying to like empathize with you, like you know what I'm saying. But be like, yeah, it happens to me and it sucks. Fuck that bitch. Oh my God. Well, see, I can't say anything bad about cis women because then I'll get like
Yeah.
Ford.
J.K. Rowling will write her next book and make you like the villain character or something.
Our podcast was supposed to be figuring out like cis women from like the AMAB perspectives or whatever, but so like
I thought it was gonna be I thought we were gonna have an episode that was called Trans versus Cis or something.
we can.
The like Oblivion podcast sets it straight for once and for all. Trans or cis, which one wins?
Well, I'd love to get like facers on and be like, tell me about sucking girl dick. Tell me about how you looked at tranny porn when you were 10 years old. Some man told me a story when he was a kid. He had like a magazine and like on one single page, it had like, he said it was like bad, like photo edit of like a hermaphrodite like chick with a dick or whatever. His parents like found like the porn book that was like the only page in it he saved.
That's a hell of a memento.
I yeah, like I wanted to have like a scandalous story, but I just had my really sad story about the HVAC guy who was actually like very sweet and like thoughtful, and he's like way more like introspective than I imagined him to be for a blue collar, self-described libertarian or whatever.
Yeah, because working class people can have deep thoughts.
Thought he was going to be a lot more
Stupid.
Xbox Mountain Dew. No,
Okay.
I don't know. Like whenever you see a fucking like big fucking burly,
Oh,
like
big. Okay, big.
I love big dudes. The fuck?
That doesn't change the fact that you're calling them big.
I'm just saying that you don't think my
That's like you say something racist and you're like, but I love black people.
I love fat dudes. If I'm describing him, like I'm not gonna be like petite or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that fact.
No, you don't need to describe anything about anyone's appearance. They say, "Oh, what does he look like?" You say, "A human being." That's what you say if you don't want to piss me off.
Yeah.
Fat phobia is everywhere if you look for it. And I do, and I find it, and I call it out.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm getting your privilege checked.
Like I'm not like a chubby chaser, like at all. But a burly guy, they're so fucking like strong, you know, like they're like pick you up and they like, and I love that. I love that. Yeah. I don't know.
Try being so fat you're ashamed to walk outside or wait. You're not even ashamed to walk outside because you're so fat and stupid looking because you look like a giant fucking blob of Play-Doh. You don't even want to wake up because waking up and breathing, you take up more like 80 times more oxygen than someone who's like overweight because you're so fat and you can't even fucking move. You need to get a forklift to break down the window in your house and break down the wall so you can go to fucking Ross.
You're just like describing.
Imagine you're that you're that helplessly, unalive, inducingly, grotesquely fat on top of whatever you think, and get back to me. And on top of that, you're also Vietnamese.
Yeah, I'm speechless. You're literally like looking at like a DVD case for like Gilbert Grape or some shit right now.
Well, that movie had the double whammy. It had the fat character and the mentally challenged one, you know?
Yeah.
It's a classic movie.
I love that movie. My one and only girlfriend I've ever had told me to watch that movie. I watched it with my mom too, like in a hotel. It was just like playing on the fucking cable and like we watched it.
Didn't we travel somewhere and watch something stupid on TV? I'm thinking of the shit we would watch in my room in my old apartment.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Bio Broly.
We also watched God's Not Dead. That one is like, I remember that one.
Did you hear about the singer?
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
Oh, you heard about it?
You told me about it one night
Oh yeah, yeah.
when we came up with Oblivion because you were like falling asleep and you were like, Oblivion. You said he got the Jesse Lee Peterson treatment. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all know the band that provided the theme track for the movie God's Not Dead. What the fuck are they called?
Fountains of Wayne. I'm just kidding.
It's not Fountains of Wayne. It's a radiation vibe. I'm moving on.
Newsboys.
Yeah, Newsboys. They sing the song God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion. God's not dead, he's surely alive. They sing that timeless banger, but they're a Christian rock band. Calling them a rock band is a stretch, but a couple weeks ago the news dropped for the Newsboys. First of all, he's like gay, which I mean that's not a problem, but he was, I don't know, he was like coercing men or some shit to fuck him or something. I don't know exactly, but he was doing some shit, sexual exploitation, harassment, essay, I don't fucking know. You can tell me what happened in the comments of this video, and I might read them. And Jesse Lee Peterson, who is one of my personal icons in life, also got caught doing similar things.
Yeah, his scandal was like liking gay porn or something.
No, Jesse Lee Peterson was using his fucking weird Christian self-help shit to have sex with dudes. I used to literally watch and listen to Jesse Lee Peterson. I didn't care that I was giving him views. I really didn't. I thought he was fucking hilarious. I would laugh my ass off listening to him. He is a conservative podcast radio commentator guy, but he also has this Christian-based self-help course for men. It's all in LA, and people will go to LA. It's called Becoming the Man or something, or Making the Man or something.
Yeah.
And it's it's helping you become a stronger man through Christ or whatever. And he would use that, the dudes that would come, and they were all excited because they were JLP fans. It was one-on-one counseling, which if you are electing to get any kind of counseling whatsoever from Jesse Lee Peterson, you need to have a fucking lobotomy. But anyway, yeah, he was just using that to fucking R-word them and fucking have sex with them and fucking essay them. Some of them, it seemed like some of them wanted it, some of them didn't. I don't fucking know the details, and people just stopped talking about
it. Is he still going?
Yes.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
I'm gonna start saying iconic Jesse Lee Peterson shit, lesbians.
Yeah, you already do that. There's a famous one that he always fucking says.
Black Lives Matter was made by a bunch of black lesbians. He also says beta.
That's it.
Yeah. Anytime anybody has ever called me a beta male, I just it didn't mean anything to me at all. I'm a fairly confident guy. If Jesse Lee Peterson called me a beta male, I'd be rethinking some things. I'd be like, how do I stop being a beta male?
He's the most unattractive man in the fucking world.
I've always had a conspiracy theory that he's not a human being. I feel like he's a walking robot, and there's a little alien controlling his head.
I don't know. He gives old man with autism vibes, but he wouldn't ever say that about himself.
His videos where he talks to feminist women at a protest are really funny. Jesse Lee Peterson's takes are so simple that they're extremely easy to argue with. So you think you're winning the argument, but he is so persistent and he's an idiot, and he'll just keep saying things and eventually he pisses them off, and it's just really funny.
I definitely get you. I also think about that era. I mean, I think everyone has been cringing about the resistance libs or whatever the fuck. I guess a part of me cringes because I'm I was totally SJW pilled when I was a fucking 24-year-old man or whatever. But I guess now that's why I cringe so hard at 24-year-old like anarchist queer people or whatever. You know, I'm just like I see that part of me that's like, wow, you think you're like the most like unique. Not even that. I hate when gay people like think they've invented something or whatever. Like I'm like, you didn't invent being fucking queer. And also like no one gives a fuck. Like you're acting like this is like super like radical or whatever. And it's like, no, you're just like 24 years old. Like this is like what 24-year-olds do. Like, yeah.
You want to know in this day and age what's actually unique? A woman who values growing a nice family and being loyal to her husband and being happy and trying to spread joy in her life. End of episode.
You know what's actually unique is a trans person who wants to pass and like tries to like look really hot.
Okay, that's the first line from episode 3 or whatever the next episode is. Because I want that episode to end on my statement, and then the next episode, the following episode, can end on your trans statement.
No, I'll have something else I you to say.
What?
I'll have something else I you to say by then, or I can just edit it where I say mine first and then you say yours last.
All right, cool. As long as I get the final word.
Yeah, you do. You do. You're the daddy of the podcast. What you say goes, baby. Like,
We'll make that clear on the next episode.
I'll make it so clear. But I'm the mommy of the episode, and you're the dad.
Yeah, you get some fucking backhand if you don't listen to daddy.
Exactly. A woman shows respect for a powerful man, you know.
Do you feel like a man the way he pushed you around?
I do feel better now as I lie on the ground or whatever.
As you lie on the ground, beaten to a pulp by your husband.
Jesus.
Okay, actually end the episode there.